All right, so here we go. Extra vitamin D. Now, of course, vitamin D got on everybody's radar thanks to Dr. Fauci, and yet it's been on our radar since 40 years ago. So anyway, let's get into kind of what's happening today and where it really fits in your program beyond a multivitamin mineral that contains vitamin D, and beyond what kind of the recommendations are, the old recommendations versus the new. All right, so the bottom line is, let's just do a quick little recap so you don't forget that vitamins don't work in a vacuum, which is what I don't like about what people are talking about vitamin D to help you with the virus and help you with the treatment and all that. I just don't like that because they don't work by themselves. If they don't have helpers, you're not going to get a value out of it at the end of the day. They all work together. So let's do a real quick recap, right? You know, basically vitamin D is a separate supplement, has the same rationale as the other things, which, you know, let's take a look here. So let's just go back to this real quick right here. All right, so bottom line, like vitamin D, like all vitamins, right, are indispensable to human life. In other words, you don't start life without vitamin D. You don't start it and you can't continue it, period, right? Every human system, cardiovascular, muscular, brain, immune, skeletal, is vitamin mineral dependent, right? You don't start human life with a medicine, you start it with nutrition. Write that down, okay? Life doesn't start or continue without all 32 working synergistically. None of them work in a vacuum. All 32 have to be there to form a human life, okay? Which is why they're called essential. We've established what the vitamin mineral RDA is, which is the amounts of these to optimize structural and functional health outcomes at all life phases. We've established that, not me, scientists. Less than the RDA, just simple math equation. It's not a trick equation. It creates a lesser structure and functional potential of all these things we just named up here. Very simple, right? No one gets the RDAs from food alone. We've proven that in thousands and thousands of studies. Therefore, you should supplement the diet in corrective amounts. Real simple equation, right? Low dose, inexpensive, to fill the gaps, to make sure we hit the RDAs. And that includes C and D can go over that number, which we'll look at in a minute. All right, vitamin D as a separate supplement right now is the same thing. So everything we just talked about. Here's what you still see from the Institute of Medicine, which is just something that was created back in the 70s. As long as your vitamin D level is around 20 nanograms per milliliter, that's all you need for bone health. Well, things have changed since then. So all your top scientists, now that we discovered vitamin D doesn't just support bone growth and health, it supports almost every part of the body. They say you need more to get that all done. So that's what it comes down to. And to get those numbers that all the new scientists are talking about right now, including Fauci, you'll need an extra supplement, right? Unless you're a long-time user like me of a vitamin mineral supplement that contained 1,000 IUs or 25 micrograms of vitamin D, right? So I don't need an extra supplement, but I can guarantee, well, about 100% of the 99% of the rest of the world does, okay? Bottom line, to get to any of those numbers. Now that's what I don't like about the recommendation that, well, take a vitamin D. It's too late. You got to start early and let it get there, right? So the bottom line is everyone could add one or two, by the way, everything you need to know about vitamin D is on these first two slides. Everyone could add a 1 or 2 daily vitamin D supplements separate from your multi during high health risk or strenuous prolonged activity, like we have all our athletes. By the way, as you know, we take care of well over 200 pro and college teams, and their number one supplement they buy for their athletes is vitamin D. All right, but the earlier you start, it is a lifelong. First of all, like I just said, the earlier you start, the better the health outcomes in each phase of life. That's what you need to remember. So here's the final answer to that, and we'll get to the science in a second. Take a complete multivitamin mineral, right, with a minimum of 800 IUs. Now, of course, which is 20 mics, which you know we have 1,000 in ours and 1,200 in our actives when you take the right two. And, right, if you're an athlete or periods of during high health risk, add 1 vitamin D supplement, okay? And there you go. Everything you need to know is on those first 2 slides.